12. This is a level 10 quest, so level 12 on Elite. This is an important quest to do because it is a House Kundrak favor quest, and you want to get your House Kundrak favor because that means extra bank space. Before I start with gearing and stuff, I just want to start the video with a little tip. If you didn't know, you can type /ransack, and it'll tell you what quests you have an XP penalty for. I currently don't have any, but if I had already run some quests today multiple times, it would show the percentage XP penalty for those quests. I think a lot of people don't know about that command yet. It's a relatively new, I think it was added maybe about 6 months ago-ish. Okay, so level 12, still got the Concordant Opposition green steel goggles. Awesome piece of gear with that exceptional charisma skills bonus, as well as greater heroism. Now I'm up to being able to use scrolls of teleport. Only a 65% chance to use, but good enough. Also puts me up as a 65% chance to use Raise Dead scrolls. Pretty cool. And this is a twink set of armor that I found after Menace of the Underdark came out, when the random loot tables were so much better than they are today. And this is a greater warding set of Fakecraft leather armor, and so greater warding at this level range has a resistance 5 and spell resistance 25 on it. Pretty cool, and this one just happens to have a tiny guild slot on it. I don't even use that. But I did add Festival Glaciation 66. That comes from the Midwinter Games that I added last year. So it was a pretty nice set of armor, but if you don't have, you know, something like this, and you can't find this anymore, you'd want to be wearing like your Frozen Tunic at this level, or you could even wear like the Relic armor from Giant Hold. Your Elven leather is not a bad choice either. Bracers of Wind, really awesome. Just got enchantment save +3 crafted on there as well. This is the same as the last video. Got magnetism and lightning lore on there. Dodge 4% and permanent blur. Really awesome item. Ring of Greater False Life. Boots of Fire Absorption 33% with a topaz of feather falling in the yellow slot. Crafted item, and this is just +6 Ogre Power Gloves. And this is something I crafted new for this level. Ring of Evocation Focus 1 with Ice Lore 5. So I don't have the Frozen Tunic for the Ice Lore anymore, so I crafted this up. And we got Con 6 on the belt with a large slot with 80 extra spell points. Again, that's only a net gain of 60 spell points because 20 of them don't stack with the new ship buffs. Cloak of Flames. Got Intimidate +3 crafted on there, just because I can. Vibrant Purple Ironstone, that's going to stay there until level 14 when I put the Shamanic Fetish on there, the Elite version. Torque of Prince William II, as I've emphasized in other videos, awesome piece of TR gear for this build, because you're getting so involved in melee, and you're taking lots of hits because of the tanky style of the build, that this generates lots of spell points. And if you're not familiar with this item, it has this Transform Kinetic Energy ability. It is the only item in the game that has that ability. There are some things that are similar, but this is the only one that works like this. And so when you get hit, there's a chance that it procs spell points. And the Torque procs a lot more than other items like the Concordant Opposition has a similar effect, but the Torque procs way more often. And then got the Mineral 2 Green Steel Helm for the extra 45 hit points, Fortification 100%, and Protection 5. Very nice. And then the exceptional con skills help with concentration. So, I forgot to pick up the, it's funny, the irony here is that I've emphasized in my crafting video and my other videos to make sure that when you're crafting, you use the highest level blanks for like the highest minimum level, absolute minimum level blanks for your armor and your shield. And I had forgotten to get the dense wood version at level 10, but I got it now. +5 dense wood shield of invulnerability. And since I'm level 12, I got the Lightning 2 Scimitar. Anybody can do melee damage with a green steel lit 2 weapon. The lightning strike effect. It does a lot of damage, and then it also has shocking blast and shock and good burst and really, really nice weapon for TRing. For the wolf, I still have got that hide armor that I've crafted onto. It's up to +5 of invulnerability, just for comparison purposes. I wanted to get the Fey craft and craft the same thing, +5 Fey craft, so it's absolute minimum level 10 of invulnerability. Now you look at the armor bonus there, it's +10, and here on the hide, it's only +8. But I'm going to go with the hide armor, even though I'm losing 2 on the armor class side, because it provides higher PRR. So 23% PRR here. If we switch to the Fey craft, it goes down to 23, which is 18.7%. So I've got an extra 5% damage mitigation. So I'm going to go with that over 2 points of AC for now. And I'm not sure why exactly it doesn't... Oh. 45. Wow, I'm not sure what that's all about. Somehow it's making a big difference in the armor class. It doesn't really make sense. This has a max dex bonus of 6. And this has a max dex bonus of 13. That is why. Well, I guess I'm gonna go with the Fey craft leather. There's I guess it's a bug sometimes. It doesn't want to update live the armor class, and so when I was fiddling around with it earlier, the armor class actually wasn't changing when I was moving back and forth, so it didn't come to my attention, the massive difference from the deck. So I guess I'm going to go with the Fey craft because I do like the armor class 45. Anyways, it's great to show the differences between those two. Alright, where are we at? Spells. So for my level 6 spells, Greater Creep and Cold, that's the king. Such an awesome dot. In my opinion, best dot in the game in so many ways. And I think it's one of its best features is that it has a cooldown time of 3 seconds. Every other dot in the game, really, really long cooldown time. So because with 3 seconds, I can rapid fire that on multiple mobs, and it's a fire and forget spell. I throw it on a mob, and I can run off, and that mob, I know that mob's going to be dead in like 6 or 8 seconds. I don't even have to worry about it. Fire Shield's a really nice buff to have as essential spell in your spell book. That 50% fire or cold absorption is just huge, awesome situationally. And then I picked up Mass Vigor, so now I have an AoE healing spell. Also picked up Cure Critical Wounds, so now I got that bigger burst. I had Cure Serious Wounds before, but now I got Cure Crit when I need fast healing now. And that also added protection from energy to the spell book. For situational use, I almost never use it, but nothing really I like better at level 3. For feats, I picked up Empower spell. Added that to the bar here, so now the SLAs, I mean all the spells, but the SLAs are just going to do really, really sick damage. Okay, so I'm starting here at the resort spot because I wanted to show you that when you're going to this quest, you always want to go to the right. You always want to go counterclockwise around the island. It's about the same distance either way, but this way you get basically no aggro until you get right, basically right before the quest. Where if you go the other way, you're going to get tons of aggro, and you can get a red dungeon alert and just turns into a mess, especially if you're out here with a pug and half the group goes one way and half the group goes this way. You get a red DA and it just turns to a pain. People die, and so always go counterclockwise like this. And you can see I'm not really running into anything. And it's just a really quick run. About a minute. So there's a troll. Here's another one coming up. And there's going to be some out in the water. But we can just run past those. No problem. Other pieces of gear that I recently picked up just because of leveling would be like the Ring of Spell Storing, a very nice little spell point clicky, 75, 3 clickies of 25 spell points. And then the Silver Flame Talisman, which is fully upgraded. Now I do have 2 of those, so here's a little tip for you if you're not aware. Because it's kind of a trick to being able to have multiple of these. If you already have one in your inventory or in the bank, even if it's in your shared bank, you cannot pick up another one of the base little trinkets from Necropolis so that you can then upgrade it and make another one of these. But when you TR, if you leave yours in the TR cache, you can pick up another trinket and then fully upgrade that into a Silver Flame Talisman. So leave your original one in the TR cache until you pick up the base trinket thingy that you need for to make that. Also added Cat's Grace to the spell bar, to the buff bar. Oops, probably didn't need to give my wolf jump. That's not going to help him too much. So here we're looking for 2 chests that can be in random locations. And those chests contain 2 keys that will get us to the end zone. Hey, there's our first chest. And here you want to use your backspace or whatever you use to target non-combat targetables because it'll pick up the chest if it's on the other side of a wall or something. $800 damage on a call lightning, 529 on the produce flame. I mean, that's just awesome. 427, that first one must have been a crit. 541, they're vulnerable to fire, so it's doing extra damage. But I mean, you're talking 2 and 3 spell points here, just phenomenal for such a low cost. Let's see what Creeping Cold does. This is the SLA Creeping Cold that costs 3 spell points. Let's see if one of them can take out that. Yep, pretty awesome. A champion. He can withstand one. He's a little tougher. There's lots of optionals that can be in these little side caves. So there's another chest there, but that's just this orange names chest. One shot of the orange name champion. For 6 spell points. So still just looking around for that second chest. another optional. Firewall's a tricky spell when you're dealing with water. If you get part of it on land, it will persist, but if you cast it in water, if the whole firewall's in water, it will disappear. Let's see. Well, this is shallow water, so we'll see mushrooms around, so it's going to be a little bit quirky to demonstrate that. Bottom line is, if you're having issues with your firewalls disappearing on you when you're hanging around water, try to get at least, one edge of it, even just a little bit on land. Blade Barrier has the same issue. One of the nice things about Blade Barrier is you could just jump and cast it in the air, and that will overcome that issue. Okay, so no chest here. Now we got another big cavern to explore. Down here we have an optional, and there are some traps. I haven't done this optional in a long time, but for the video, why not? Some cold jets, if I remember correctly. It's not worth very much XP. Tried to cast an ice storm there, and I think that it didn't even show up because of the water. So 1,000 XP and some gold pieces. 64 plat. Hardly worth taking the time. Oh, by the way, I'm using heal scrolls as my primary mode of healing right now, and this level is sort of that awkward phase where, cure serious wound pots aren't doing it. There's just not enough healing there anymore, but I only have a 75% chance of using heal scrolls, so, I am getting some failure there, but I don't tend to take a lot of damage, so it's not usually the case where healing is critical, and if it is, that's what I have cure critical wounds for. If I suddenly get really low and I need that quick burst, that's what I'm going with over the heal scroll. Not picking up any chests. Let's see. Oop, that's the end. There it is. Nothing going on here. Time to go to the end. One of the things that I really love about this build is that, oops, wrong way, is that it doesn't rely, on any broken game mechanics. It doesn't rely on any use of exploits or, sort of like taking advantage of any wonky programming deficiencies. It's just straight up and solid out of the box. Even it's not reliant upon past lives. It's not reliant upon gearing. All those things obviously just make the build better. But as I showed in the beginner's guide, I used a first lifer with this build, and it was very, very effective. Was able to solo Tempest Spine at level elite, and solo elite Demon Queen, and so on and so forth on the first life version of this. No past lives, no raid gear, etc., etc. And I just love the versatility of this. I mean, this is my favorite tune. I just feel like I can do everything. Obviously, you can't do trapping, but I can be a healer if I want to be a healer. I can be a tank if I want to be a tank. I can provide great casting DPS if I want to do that too. Obviously, not as good as a Sork. But when I need to provide casting DPS, I can. Over here is an optional. Fight a little spider here. Deluge. And then this is the end fight here. Here is Ataraxia. $18,000, not bad. And if you want to pick up the Lighthouse Explorer point and get a collectible, you should exit. Oops, exit this way instead of recalling out. Here's an adventurer's pack. And then the exit. Put you on top of the lighthouse to get a nice view of Ataraxia here. And if you just jump down, you'll get the explorer point for the lighthouse. Which, to get this the other way, you have to go way around the island and come up through the Durgar area. Which can be a little hairy to do that, depending on the build, whether or not you're with a group. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about my videos, you can respond on YouTube. If you have any questions about my build, you can respond on the DDO forums. And if you happen to be on Sarlona, you're welcome to send me a tell.